What is up? How's it going? Okay, so I am going to take this moment to walk you through Google Slides, like the entire menu bar, everything, how you would use it, setup, walkthrough, all of it. Here's what I recommend. If you have two screens, open up one screen, open up this video, and we're going to walk through it together. I highly recommend you don't sit there like you're watching Avengers Endgame, just eating some popcorn, chilling. I highly recommend you pull up that screen. If you need to, you can switch to watching me on a phone. It might be easier. And then on the other screen, you're going to sit there and you are going to actually like roll through every single thing we're doing in Google Slides. Because the idea is that you get comfortable with it, and you might not memorize all this. I would be highly impressed if you did memorize all of it. But if the good thing is that you know that it exists and you know where to find resources to go back through and learn it. So here we go, ladies and gents. This is the moment you're waiting for. Here we go. So we're going to go up here. I'm just going to hit new, and I'm going to create a new Google slide. Slide to the right, slide to the left. That's not how the song goes. It's probably, I mean, did you think that I can take this off. Did you think that I hit play on like an audio recording? Because that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay. So I've opened it up. We've got a blank presentation. Remember, the first thing I'm going to do, first I'm going to X off that theme. Unless you want to pick a theme, go for it. Oops, didn't mean to shrink that up. Yeet, come back. Literally got rid of the bar that we're actually going to work on. Okay, so fun fact, this little arrow right here, if you're ever like, oh, where did my menu bar go? It means you hit that and it disappeared. So watch. So like if I hit this, watch what happens. Disappears. Because it's shrinking it up. It's giving you more space on your screen. This is not a bad option if you're wanting to present, but you want to conserve some room, save some real estate, if you will. And then we're going to click it back down so we can see it. But it's a good idea for you if you want to, present your presentation. Present your presentation. That's literally what they're named after. Okay. So we're going to title our presentation. We're going to call this Google. That's not how you spell Google. Google Slides equals dash menu bar walkthrough. Okay, remember, you're walking through this with me as we go on this journey together. Okay, so we're going to start up here. This is what I'm talking about. Menu bar, do you see this where it says File, Edit View, Insert, Format, Slide, Arrange, Tools, Add-Ons, Help, and then we'll even talk about this, which is called Version History, which is incredible. Okay, so let's take a walk down memory lane. So we're going to start on File, and we're going to go through what we can do here. So one of the cool things about utilizing Google with education is that Google is always going to make more than one way to do almost anything. Think of like in the past when you were younger and they were like, there's one way to eat a Reese's. Nobody says that. I mean, maybe they do say that. Let's see what the better example would be. Like if you're working a math problem and you're a kid and they were like, there's one way to work it. You got to show me exactly how it worked and it's look exactly like I showed you. Google doesn't work that way. Google's like, what are the like what are the four main ways somebody would think is logical to get something done? And they're going to make all of those four things options. And so right here, the very first thing under File is Share. Okay. Guess what? Over here to the right, that's also Share. They put it in multiple locations and then you could even go in here and you could just right click on the file and click Share. So they make multiple places where you can share your file just because they think, well, somebody might see the share in the upper right-hand corner. They might be on looking at the file in their drive, or they might think it's in their menu bar. So a lot of this stuff in the menu bar is not going to be just exclusive to the menu bar. So we go to File, we go to Share, and this is where we can look through like, okay, I want to add people to this right now. And like your default for creating any document in Google Drive, your default is that you're the only one that it's shared with. However, pay attention to this. If you open up a file or create a file in a folder that is already shared with other people, then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be sharing it with others. Now, a lot of times it'll give you like a warning prompt. It'll be like, hey, you're creating this file in a shared folder. Do you want to share it with all the same people? And then you have to decide like yay or nay. This is what I want to do. Okay. So we want to go through here. I can add people. Say I want to add myself, Tyler at tarveracademy.com. And I could add that and be like, hey, Okay, this may be Tyler's thing. I don't know. Like, you could just hit send and it would share it with them. I, in my brain, have created this world where I think that not always do they get notified. I think that it literally says notify people right there. There's a box that says notify or not notify. So it'll send them an email. But in my mind, I still feel like I need to write something. You'll always see me write, hey, or smiley face. Oh, that's a prize face. Okay, smiley face. I will always put something in there. You know what I would highly recommend? Actually put people what you want them to do. So like, hey, Tyler, because this is going to show up in an email. You don't want to just share the file unless they know why it's coming to them. You might want to go in and be like, okay, Tyler, you need to do this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, you want to tell people exactly why you're sending them this file and what they're supposed to do with it, especially if you're sending it to students. Because students, they're going to default to be like, I don't know why you shared it with me. You just don't assume people know exactly why you're sharing stuff. So let's say, hey, Tyler, 1, read this. 2, answer anything I missed. And 3, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You're a winner. That's from the end of like some obscure YouTube video. So I'm going to apologize straight up. Okay. Then I'm going to put love yourself. Oh, wow. There's a lesson in there. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay. So now here's the thing to keep in mind before you hit share. You want to go up here to editor and you want to choose what their access is. If you make them an editor, guess what? They can change your document. So don't share that thing with Tammy. Tammy going to go in, she's going to edit every time. She's going to change it up. Be careful what permissions you give people. Commenter. That means this person cannot edit your document. However, your slide or whatever you're working on, they cannot edit it, but you know what they can do? They can go in and they can make comments off to the side. I believe it's suggestion mode as well. I'm not positive, but I think they'll have access to suggestion mode, which means they can suggest changes, but they can't make changes. And then viewer. Fun fact, one of my good friends, her name is Leanne, and we're both pretty good at Google. And whenever we're trying to low-key, like, make the other person feel bad, or like, Leanne gets mad at me all the time. I don't know why. I'm a wonderful friend. And whenever she wants to show me that she's upset with me, she shares documents with me in view-only access. So if you share a document with somebody who is highly capable on Google or Docs or with technology, they're going to view it as an insult that you gave them view-only access. However, sometimes a situation calls for view-only access. If you're sharing something with parents where they need to look at it, or students, you don't want them going in and adding like rando information or random stuff that you're like, you don't want them to put in there. So doesn't hurt to go in and check through what permissions you're giving this person. I'll make this dude an editor. I trust him. I mean, he teaches Google Slides presentations. Hey. And so then I'm going to hit, I could hit send, but I want to hit this arrow because I want to show you how to send it to more people. Oh my goodness. Did I just erase all the stuff I just wrote? I think I just did. Oh, that's frustrating. I'm not writing that all again. Okay. So I'm going to hit send. I'm going to go back to share because I'm not done showing you what's under share. Because it's important. Wow, we're really on the first one and we're a good amount into it. But you know what? This is important. You need to learn. You can always go back. Say you accidentally give editing access to somebody and you want to take it away. Give it and take it away. You can hit right here and you can change them. Now, if they are in your organization, you can actually make them the owner of the document. So let's say, for instance, you want to share this with a new teacher. You're moving out of the subject you're teaching and somebody else is moving in and you want to give them owner access. You're like, I'll never need that again. I'm never going to go back to that grade. I'll just give them owner access. First off, I'd make a copy because you never know what grade you're going to be in next year teaching. In the chat, let me know, what grade level do you teach? And tell me if you've ever changed from grade levels. And if you want bonus points, tell me in the chat, what grade did you teach? Did anybody teach a grade, leave it thinking they'll never come back, and then they came back? I'd love to know. Okay. So you can make them an owner. Now, let's say this is actually an issue that teachers run into a lot. So you create all these incredible resources under your school account. They're all in your school account. And then you go out and get a job somewhere else. You want to share all your resources with yourself. You can share it. And then you look up 6 months later and they've all disappeared. The thing is that you cannot make somebody an owner of something if they're in a different organization. Unless Google changes it, you cannot make somebody an owner. So I can't create stuff under my school account and then share it with my Gmail account. Okay, it has to be under the same organization. And if you're thinking, well, Tyler, those are different organizations. I own the other organization, so pretty convenient. So you can't, what the workaround is for that is when you share it, like say you're about to leave a district, share that with your Gmail account, your regular, email account, which if you don't have a Gmail, if you have an @Yahoo, please stop. What are you doing? Okay, create a Gmail account today. I don't get paid for that. That's a public service announcement. That's for you, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to share it with your Gmail account. And then what you want to do is you want to go in and make copies of everything. Now, that's going to be annoying because everything you have will say copy of blah, blah, blah. You got to do it or else you're going to lose all your stuff, okay? That's just the truth of it. Another thing you can do, if it's all like docs, slides will work too because it'll switch to PowerPoint. But if it's like docs, sheets, or slides, or PDF, you could just go in and put everything in your Google Drive in a folder, download the whole folder, and then re-upload the folder into your new Google Drive. That's another way to do it. It's not going to work for your Google Forms because Google Forms don't have like a file because there's nothing comparable with regards to like converting it to Microsoft. And everything on Google is made for online, not like Microsoft where everything's made for like your device. And I can also just take off access. I can be like, boy, hit remove. I'll make them commenter. I don't trust this guy. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to show you. Underneath it, see this? It says restricted only. People who added this can open the link. So only me and the dude I shared it with, myself, can get access to this as of right now. However, and I use this feature all the time. All the time. I'll click this and I will go in and I'll say I create a resource and I want people to have access to it, or I create a document that I want my students to all be able to see but not edit, but I want them to see it on any device they're on. Say it's like a schedule and I can share with the parents or whoever. I need to make that link accessible to anybody that has it because I don't want to go in and add 200 people as owners. I don't even know if you can add 200 people on here. So I'm going to go in and I would click on that and I'll go to restricted, which means only people that have access, which is the 2 emails that I have, or I can say anybody with a link. So now I can copy this link and hit done. Now I can share this link to anybody. I can put it in an email. Anybody can have access to this without me going in and having to find their email address and share it with them. Now, you don't want to do this if it's like confidential information. You probably want to be more careful with putting it out there on the internet. That's my best Bruce Willis bad guy impression. The internet. Bruce Willis, you will never destroy us. We will destroy you. That's more James Bond bad guy, isn't it? I'm thinking of like one particular movie, and I'm pretty sure it's James Bond. Because I don't think in Die Hard they talked like that. In the chat, tell me your favorite accent to do. And rate mine from 1 to 10. I'm kidding. Don't hurt my feelings. Okay, we're still on the first one, but it's an important one. So share. Great. Let's roll down to new. From here, I can create an entire new, where I'll go to Google Drive, go to new, and I'll create it from here. Now I could go into file and I can go to new and I can create a presentation from here. I can do a doc, a spreadsheet, a form, drawing. I can do any of that directly from this location. I've never once used that feature, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Okay. Open. This means that I'm going to go in and I'm going to open a new file. So share means I'm going to have other people come in on this one. The next 2 are really about starting something new or open. Now I can import slides. This is a pretty cool one. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna show you an example. So let's say, if you're still following at home, you can still keep doing this. If you're creating as we're doing it, which I highly recommend. I can call this fake presentation. Is there anything more terrifying than talking something in front of adults? No, there isn't, because then you get a random space. Okay. Now, let's say I want to go in here. And if you've heard me talk about any of the resources I have, I always recommend putting like a Google Slides or a Google Help slide in there so that your students, when they're going and looking at your presentation or you've shared it and they have their own presentation, they always have like a hub to go get help for Google and like common websites you visit. So watch this. Let's say I want to import those 2 slides from something else I've done. So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to import slides. Now, I'm going to go in and find a presentation I want to pull slides out of. This is a fantastic resource. Say you're building a chapter review for a chapter exam. You could go in and you could import slides from all the other presentations you've done. So let's say I want to go in and I'll go into, this one's a good one, optimize student engagement via video. It's going to bring up all of my slides for this presentation. Now I can go pick and choose what slides I want to import into this. Okay, let's say I want to import this one and this one. So I just clicked on them, click and click. I want to import the important links one and then the Google Help one. I'm going to hit import. Now I can choose right here to keep the original theme, or I can make it change to my new theme. I'm going to keep the original because it looks doper than that blank one I have up there. So I'm going to hit, it tells me how many I've got selected, and I'm going to hit import. Now look at this before we move on. Select slides. I can select all the slides. I can import the entire thing. Say you want to make a review presentation. I could select them all and then like delete the title one and then just import them in there if I wanted to. I want to select none. I want to go back and just select these two. I'm going to hit import slides. Boom. Now, what it's going to do, it's going to go pull those slides and it's going to drop them into my new presentation. So if you haven't tried that yet, go and try that. Do that. Pull a couple slides. Remember, this is a fake presentation. We're going to pull in some rando slides. Okay. Now, I want to show you. Can I show you the easy way? That's one way to do it. I'm going to show you the way I do it. Okay. So I'm going to show you the way I would go in and get those slides if I wasn't trying to show you all of these things. So let's say let's go to a presentation. I'll go to slides. So if I want to put slides in from something I've already done, what your boy going to do is I'm going to go into whatever I want to pull the slides from. I think I just picked like the largest digital interactive notebook I have on here. Okay, here we go. Still loading up. While it's loading in the chat, tell me one thing you've learned today that you didn't know before. Don't know why I'm talking in song. Okay. Oh man, why did I pick the one notebook that's like, it's okay. We're going to go with the horizontal one and not intro slides, lesson plans. Oh, come on. I want everything else I have is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my presentations. I'm so sorry. The reason I didn't want to use those is because they're all like, I created them and made the slides vertical instead of this, which I can still do. And it would convert it over, but it just doesn't look as good. So I'm going to go in here. I want you to go find another presentation and you're going to do the same thing. Okay. So let's say I want to pull in, this Google Classroom one. Okay. And I want to grab a couple slides from it. This is how Tyler would put those slides in there as opposed to file, import slides. Okay. This is what I would do. Ladies and gentlemen, waiting on it to load. In the chat, let me know, scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you using Google Slides? That's what I'd love to know. Okay. So let's say I want to drop this slide in here. Okay. This is how I would do it. Instead of me going in import, which I might need to start using that because it's pretty easy. I'll go click on the slide on the left and I would hit copy. So Command C if you're on a Mac, Control C if you're on like a Chromebook or a PC. Then I just go over into this and I would click on one of the slides and then I would hit paste, which is Command V, Control V if you're on a Chromebook or that one. And what it does is it copies the slide and then I'm able to paste it into my new presentation. That is how I do it. Okay. We're going to link and keep original because, it'll link it across the two presentations. So that's how I would do it. Now, there's multiple ways to do it. You got to follow your heart on that. I'm not going to tell you how to live. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. That's what you would do. Okay. Let's go to file. Let's keep working our way down. Making my way downtown. We're going to go, we did import slides. Now make a copy. Now, let's say you want to go in and you want to duplicate what you've just done. Let's say you've made a presentation. Like say you've made a template lesson plan for every teacher in your grade. Your kindergarten teacher, you've made a template lesson plan. Now you want to go in and make one for yourself because you want to make adjustments on it, but you want to meet the standards for everybody else. So you make the first one. Then you could go in and hit make a copy of selected slides of the whole presentation. And what it's going to do is you're going to create an entire copy of whatever your presentation looks like right now. It's going to make the copy of it and put it in your drive. So I can title up here. I can call it the same thing, copy of. I can choose the exact folder it goes in, which I'll just put it in my drive. And then I can share it with the same people. So if you wanted to make it like, say you had, this one's not selected because I didn't have the shared with anybody. Well, actually I did. So I'm going to turn it on. It's going to share automatically with that email I shared earlier. I can copy the comments over. I can leave it out, or I can remove all speaker notes. That's up to you. So if you have like stuff in the speaker notes you don't want, say you put answers to presentation slides, and then you want to share this with students. You need to remove all the speaker notes. Hit OK. I've just created a copy of that one, and I can go in and edit and change it. Sweet. That's a pretty good one. That one I use that one occasionally, to be honest with you. Okay, make a copy. We did that. Email. So I can email this file, or I can email collaborators. Let's say I want to email this file. I can choose who to send it to. So I can send that to Tyler. How about this? We'll do my friend Leanne. Leanne's great. Okay. So I can send it to her. I can say, you're awesome. Okay. And then I can choose what it looks like. Is it a PDF? Is it a PowerPoint? Or is it plain text? Now you're thinking to yourself, why isn't it just a slide? Well, because I want to send the file. I'm not sharing to where she can edit it. I am sending it to her. I'm sending a version of it. So you have to send it as a file. Remember, Google Slides is an online based like tool. You're wanting to send the file like out of the hands of the internet and just give the file out. I'll send it as a PDF, hit send, and it's going to send it directly from here to Leanne as a PDF. Let's keep working our way down. Now, I could also just download the file. Remember, Google Slides is built for online. It's built for on the internet. So what you're going to want to do, if you want to say download to your computer, you can't download a Google Slides file, because if it's off the internet, it's on your computer. It's separated from the internet. So what it's going to do is it's going to convert it into a PowerPoint if you want to download it. You can choose PowerPoint. You can choose PDF. It could just be a bunch of JPEGs if you wanted to. PNG and JPEG are pretty much the same thing. This other stuff, I doubt you would ever use this like ODP document or the scalable vector graphics. I doubt you'd ever use that. But this is a way for you to actually have a hard copy on there. Hey, thank you. Somebody subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're on here right now, hit that red subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for saying that. Okay. Now we can also make available offline. This is a fantastic tool. This is how you show students that are like, oh, I don't have access to internet at home. Cool. If you need to work on this at home on your Chromebook, you need to click make available offline. That way, this file is now downloaded, and when they go in their Google Drive, they can still open it, and they can edit it, and they can make changes without the internet. And then as soon as they hit Wi-Fi, guess what? It makes all the edits and changes. Now, here's what you're thinking. Tyler, what if two students are collaborating on a doc? And like one student can work on it live at home, has internet, and one student doesn't have internet, and they make changes, and they make changes. And then when that kid hits the internet, is it going to mess up what the other student did? What they do is Google says that there are conflicting versions, and then they get to choose which version they want to use, which pieces they want to keep and what they don't from the presentation. So good question. I'm glad you asked. Okay. I've already got it made available offline. So if I don't have internet or your students don't have internet at home, you can do that while you have internet. Whenever I was a principal, we had a lot of students that struggled with this. They had devices, but they couldn't work on certain things at home because they didn't have access to internet at home. So what we had to do is we had to train our students to say like, okay, I know I won't have internet at home. I need to prepare for that now. So for instance, let's say a student is working on, a research paper about Alexander Hamilton. I'll use Alexander Hamilton. It's definitely because of the play Alexander Hamilton in the chat. Let me know, what is your favorite, either person or quote from that play? If you haven't seen it, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Okay. So I literally, so students writing a presentation on Alexander Hamilton. Okay. And they want to do a research paper. Here's the deal. They don't need to do it like they would do a traditional research paper where you go look stuff up and then you put content in your paper, and you go look stuff up, put content in the paper. If they know they don't have internet at home, what they need to do is they need to go to the sources like the websites or whatever it is that they're getting the information from. They need to screenshot or download or copy paste that into a doc, download that offline, and then do your writing at home. The problem at home is not the writing of the paper if you don't have internet. The problem at home is that you don't have access to the internet to research, to search, to find things. So what you need to do is you need to download all of it while you have internet at school. And then when you go home, you're preparing for, okay, I just need to look through what I did. So you just need to train your students to do that. Version history, okay? So there's 2 places they have version history. I'm going to show you both, okay? So name current version. From right here, I can go ahead and name this, and I can call this, the original, so OG, okay? Hit save. I've now named this OG. I can also go to version history, and I can see version history. Version history is absolutely incredible, and here's why. It allows you to see every version this document has ever had. They have this in slides, docs, and sheets. It allows you to see every version this thing has had since it was created. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to let me see this. Now, this could come in handy for me as a principal. I had a document of student information, and it was shared. It was like I think it was student schedule stuff. And we found out like near the end of the semester, I was like, oh my goodness, this student is a senior. They were supposed to take this. Why were they not enrolled in it? I know I put it on there. I couldn't see it on my document. Why would I not have caught that? And I went into version history, and I found out that like 3 months before that, someone else had been in there, and they were moving some stuff around, and they deleted the course off of there. So it turns out they were good. Happy ending. Student graduated. It's incredible. Somebody said Lafayette. Great choice. Great choice. I don't know how anybody hears the word Lafayette. In Arkansas, there's a building called Lafayette Building. And I don't know how, every time I pass that building with my kids, we all yell, Lafayette. So it's incredible. And I don't know how you don't jump on a table and do it. Anyways, so version history allows you to see what edits were made, by who, and when. And you can see every version of it. So like right here, this is the original version. Was at 9:17 p.m. is whenever I started this thing. This shows me every version. Let's see one with like an actual like depth to it. Anyway, it's incredible. I'm going to show you a couple more features in it, but I need to find a doc that has like more. So we're going to use one of my resources, bit.ly/ what did I call it? Tarver. You can use this if you want. bit.ly/ Tarver is how you will pass the Google Certified Level 1 Educator exam. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So this is a checklist I took from the incredible Eric Kurtz. Check him out. He is an incredible Google educator out of Ohio. And he made a checklist for all the skills you need to be a Google Level 1 educator. And so what I did is I took his list and I went in and made tutorial videos for every single one of the 240 plus things that you need to know to be a Google Level 1 educator. So if you want to be a Google Level 1 educator, bit.ly/gtarver, or you can go to my website, tarveracademy.com/resources, and you can get it. Okay. Actually, I'll put that up here because I kind of said it as a joke, but it is super helpful. So I'm going to put that on here. Here you go. If you want to get to it, there it is. Okay. Sick. Here we go. Back to this. This is what I'm just showing you. This as a resource. We want to look at version history. I told you can go to file, you can go down to version history, and you can see all, the version history. The other place to get to version history is up here in the top middle. Do you guys see this? It says last edit was made. So you could go in, you could click on this link, and it brings up version history. Other things you'll hear, it used to be called, I'm almost positive, it used to be called revision history. And I think they've changed it. And I know they used to, because I was like, did I think that wrong in my head? Am I thinking of the Malcolm Gladwell revisionist history podcast instead of version history? Nope. I heard somebody that works at Google call it revision history. So boom, game, set, match. Okay. So over here, look at this one. This document's been around. As you can imagine, it took me a good multiple minutes to go in and build this document, because I'm like every night from like 9 to midnight, I'm shooting videos and tutorial videos. And so it took me a while. So it looks like I started the document back in like February of 2017. Wow, that was a hot minute. So if I click on that, look at this. Boom. It goes to the original document from when I probably like copy pasted out of Eric's, which I got his permission. So don't judge me. He did say it was cool. So I got and copy pasted it into my own doc so that I could go in and start making the videos. So let's put here, boom, January 10th, 2019. So if I click on this, it shows me what the document looked like on January 10th, 2019. Still a work in progress. I had links for all these. I was still creating all of those. And so it was still taking time. What you can do is if you have a different version, say you have a team agenda or you have lesson plans that you update every year, you can actually label these because automatically labels by the date. Or I could go in and say, pre-collaboration with, Pammy. Pammy's great. And now I've titled that version. Now, from here, this is a pretty cool feature. Let's say I wanted to make a copy of this version. I could go to this CrossFit snowman right here, click on it, and I can either revert the entire thing back to this version. Don't want to do that. I can rename it so I can change what I just did. I can remove the name altogether and make it just the date and time. Or I can pull a copy out and put that off to the side. Make a copy, boom. Now it is going to take that version at that moment and it's going to make its own document out of it. If say somebody, you make a lesson plan and you make a great lesson plan and then you share it with other teachers. And then a year and a half later, you look up and the other teachers have kind of like taken over and they've kind of messed it up. You could go to the version that you liked, hit those three dots, ant with no legs, click on it, and then pull out your version and then just work from that. So that is a pretty incredible feature, underrated. It's also really helpful if you have, say you have students that are collaborating together on a document. You could go in, say it's a group project, you go in and see who's actually doing the work. One time when I was a principal, I had two young ladies that were collaborating on a Google slide and somebody wrote something inappropriate. And I was like, okay, well, let's figure out who did it. And they were like both blaming each other. And then I just went into version history. And I could see, hey, looks like you did this. I'm like, no. I was like, yes, you did. Look at this. And they go, well, she must have gone on my computer and written it under my account. Looked at the cameras. It was definitely her. Sigh. In the chat, let us know, share with the community an idea for what you could use that feature for, that version history feature for. I would love to know. Say that in the chat. Okay? Sweet. All right, we're still working our way. Making my way. Can I just keep saying that? Is that, I know, I'm so sorry. Okay. Rename. That's pretty basic. You're going to rename it. You can do that also through up here. I could just click up here and I could rename it to whatever I want. And then the next features are next to that as well. So you can move it. I can actually move this into a folder. I always recommend people, I have a very organized Google Drive. I never go into my Google Drive and start organizing. I always organize directly from Gmail or I organize it directly from the document. So I can move this and put it wherever I want. You notice it popped up here? That's the other place they put it where you can move it into your drive. So I can move it in. I can create folders within folders. So let's say I wanted to put this under 6-hour PD. This is not a 6-hour PD. This is a 3-hour PD. Afternoon. Got another one though. Okay, hit this, new folder. Call it, fake stuff. Check mark. I've created a folder within a folder. Move there. There you go. So that's a really, really cool feature. Okay, scroll down. I can add a shortcut to Drive. If it is not, so move puts that original file in that location. If I want it to appear in two locations, let's say I want to appear in my, presentations folder, and then I want it to actually go under like chapter 1, section 2. I can add a shortcut and I can put it in two places at once. It goes in multiple places at one time. This is a really cool add-on. Used to you have to do like this weird like Control-Z thing to do it. Now they've made it a lot easier. Okay. Move to trash. That's where we're going to delete it. Not going to do that. Don't want to delete it. Okay. Then we could publish it directly to the web. Now, what this one is, this is a really cool one. Okay. I'm going to show you this one. Google Sites. It's great. It's a website. It's wonderful. Okay. You don't have to do that to get if you're just like doing basic, like here are my updates, here are my announcements, here are links to a couple different things we're going to use. You could just do this and then publish it to the internet. What this does is this makes it available to where people can go view your presentation on the internet. Why would you want to do that? Well, let's say you're creating a resource Okay, this happened to me. I had to do this with a Google Doc. So I was in Google Docs and I had to, I created a Google Teacher cheat sheet and then I tossed it on TikTok. Well, it kind of blew up on TikTok, not in a bad way, just like went big. And like 24,000 people looked at it within like 12 hours. It was insane. People kept getting kicked off because there is a maximum limit of people who can view a Google Doc slide or sheet at one time. Here are the numbers. 100 people can be in editing at one time. Okay, it's the reason I'm not having all of you guys. I usually, when I do this training in person for schools, I have teachers jump in, we all build a presentation out. I can't do that right now because there's a good chance there's more than 100 people on here. And it's going to bog it down and people are going to get kicked off. It's going to lock us out, okay? Only 100 people can edit at the same time. Only 250 people can view it at the same time. So let's say you're sharing this and you expect 1,000 people to look at it. You need to publish it to the web and then have them look at it because there's not a limit for publish to the web. All right. So I can either embed it, which you're probably not going to use that, to be honest with you, unless you're like putting this in your website. That would work well if you're doing like a Google Sheet calendar. You can embed that in your website. You can choose to auto advance however often you want. We'll say every 3 seconds. Start slideshow as soon as the player loads. Restart after the last slide. Hit publish. It's going to say, are you sure? I'm going to say all day. All day. So now I have this link. Now I can take that link and copy it. And you can share this with parents, students, whoever. It'll update every 5 minutes, I think is the time frame. Anytime you make a change, it'll update those slides every 5 minutes. And what it does is it scrolls through. We use this when we did FlexMod at our high school. We had chunks of students that would sit in the auditorium and work. Well, what we did was we had our assistant principals and the student council president collaborate on an announcements slideshow. And they would go in and they would type in this link, publish the web, they'd copy the link, and they would show it on the projector in the auditorium. So it would scroll through these slides automatically of announcements. And that way students could look up and see. It's like essentially at the beginning of a movie in the movie theater, you know, you can sit there and you can watch like those slides and you're like guessing, you're like, Orlando Bloom, and you're like throwing out different ideas of whatever the answer are. That's what this is. You're giving announcement slides. It's also really cool in your classroom as students walk in. It can be your rules and regulations for your classroom. You can put it on TVs in the hallways if your school has those, which we've done that as well. So great feature to get things out into the world. So I'm going to X, and you can always stop publishing to the web if you want to, and just hit this and hit stop publishing. Okay, sweet. So there you go. Keep rolling. Document details. This is just going to show you the information about it, the folders it's in, who owns it, last modification, and when it was created. That's kind of your basics. You can find that in other places. I've honestly never gone and looked at that. Language. You can choose what language you're doing this in. I can switch it around. Let's see what happens if I go here. It's going to switch my text. I've never done this. Here we go. Stay with me. Did it? It didn't. Maybe it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I just did. Okay, if you teach a foreign language, let me know if you ever use this and what for. I'm definitely not in the right spot. Where's the United States? Nope, English. United States isn't a language. Please don't make fun of me. I'm so sorry. Shouldn't have ever said that. You know what? I long for Britain. It was in Britain. The British. This is how British talk. No, okay. I'm not good at accents, guys. Sorry. Not good at accents. That's my Jack. Is that Jack Nicholson? Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus is the golfer. Jack Nicholson. Tell me your favorite actor in the chat. We're talking about actors. I want to know your favorite actor of all time, or actress, of course. Okay, so language is right there. I've never used it. Let me know if I need to learn. Again, I'm trying to be practical with. These are things I use. I'm going to tell you what I use. I'm going to tell you what I don't use. I don't use that. Speak English. Pretty good. It's pretty well. That's right. Okay. So page setup. I do use this one quite a bit. Now, hit page setup. This is where you can change the way that your presentation is set up. It defaults to widescreen. You can do standard. So watch what happens when I go standard. It's going to go a little bit shrink in like this. So it's like, I always think of TVs, like widescreen TV, standard TV. This is like your box TVs we had back in the 90s. You remember those? Play our little N64 on it. I got an N64 controller right there. All my best friends from college signed it because it broke in college. Played it a lot. Okay, Super Smash Bros. In the chat, what is your favorite video game? Why not? We're having fun here. Okay, you're having fun? You having fun? I'm having fun. So this is your box TV. Okay, then you switch over. Somebody called my British accent a country British accent. Now I'm not going to lie to you. I'm trying to switch it from Southern to British. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. Now we're going to go in British. That's pretty good transition. Okay, sorry, get distracted. Here we go. File, and then we're going to go to page setup. That's standard, and you got your 2 widescreens. What I use a lot, I don't go in and change. I keep it pretty much widescreen, to be honest with you. If I'm doing a presentation, I don't switch over to this. Sometimes when I present at schools, they have like the tighter one, which I'm just going to be like, I'll just keep it widescreen, and there'll be like blank bars at the top and bottom. So don't worry about that as much. But let's say you're wanting to create a notebook, a digital interactive notebook, which we're talking about in my intermediate sessions if you want to go there. But let's say you want to create a notebook. You would go to custom, and we want to do it like a piece of paper. You could do a complete square if you want to. We don't want to do that. We want to do 8.5 by 11. Okay, so I'm going to hit that. It's now going to turn and convert this into a notebook style presentation. This is awesome. If you're wanting to create notebooks for your students, assignments, they call them digital interactive notebooks. If you want to create anything for your students that is built like this, you know what you could also do? If you create a presentation like this, guess what? When you print it off, you could just go up, hit File, and you could hit Print, which we're almost to, hit Print, and you could print this out. And it's going to look at this PDF. It's creating a PDF. I can pull it up, and then I can just hit Print on the copier. Oh, pull it off the screen. Come on, you're better than that. Okay. So there you go. I need to undo that because I don't want it to be this presentation. That's for the intermediate class. But that is how you do that. And I will use this one quite a bit. Okay. Is it going to convert back? I'm going to hit Z. I could go to version history. There we go. We're back to the way we were. Back to the way we were. Okay. Print settings and preview. I don't know what that does. Let's check on it. I've never clicked this in my life. Okay, so this is like when I print it, this is what it's going to look like, and I can choose to skip certain slides. It's kind of like your print preview screen back in the day, if you ever used that. Okay, and to get out of it, I'm just going to hit close preview. Not going to spend a lot of time there. Like I said, I don't use it a lot, but it is a really cool feature if you do want to use that. And then we've already talked about print. Okay, I've got my default set to print PDF, but yours probably isn't. Okay, sweet. All right, cool. Y'all feel good? Y'all feel good? Can we keep rolling? I don't want to waste your time. I want us to keep learning. Okay. Is that cool with everybody in the chat? Let me know. Is that cool? If you need a break, just take a break and then come back to us. You're still trying to work from home. You're still playing with your fake presentation, and we're going to roll in here. Okay. So we got undo and redo. It's pretty self-explanatory. Anytime you make a mistake, you can hit undo. It's going to undo it, and you can do redo, and it'll go forward. Okay. So I can do undo, or I can hit redo. So I'm going to hit, it shifted back because the last edit I made there was that. Hit redo, and you're good to go. I usually just use Command Z for undo because I edit a lot of videos, and I use undo quite a bit in the day. It's the video editor's best friend. By the way, we got a Final Cut Pro session. You want to learn that. Okay. Then you can do redo as well. Say you go back too far on your undos, you can go back forward the way you came. So it's like, I think of it as like, you know, I used to like your teacher would teach you to convert decimals. That's how I view undo and redo. So there you go. Control Z. It's Command Z on a Mac, Control Z, or it's Control Z on a PC or a Chromebook. Okay, cut, copy, paste. Those are super helpful. So like cut means that I'm going to cut it. But when you cut something, the difference, I'm sorry, I did the shortcut. I never go up here to edit. I always just right click on it, and then I do whatever I want to do. So I hit right click, and I can do cut, which I don't know why it wouldn't let me cut. Is it going to let me cut? No. What if I just do this? There we go. When you cut something, here's the difference. If you delete, you're just deleting it. If you hit cut, you're deleting it and you're copying it. So I can hit cut, and now I can go and hit paste. Okay? So I can paste from there. All right? Sweet. Paste without formatting. You're not going to use as much in slides. It's more of a docs feature. And whenever like say you go in and you're copying something out of one doc and you want to put in another one, but they've like changed all the fonts and made it look all sassy and it's like really big print. When you paste without formatting, it sticks everything back as the default. Okay. So let's say I copy this Let's try to view, edit, paste without formatting. Okay, let's see what it does. I don't know if it's going to work on slides. Like I said, I don't use it on slides very often. I don't think it did anything. It literally didn't do anything. Awesome. So there you go. Maybe it's if you're pasting it inside of it. That's what I would recommend. Let's try that. Okay. I don't feel like I'm cheating you out of learning. So let's say I want to go to, I copied that down there. I'm going to edit, paste without formatting. Okay, sweet. So it didn't keep the original formatting. It converted to the default of this presentation, of that section. Delete is delete. Duplicate makes a copy of it. I'm going to show you how I make a copy. Is that cool? Can I show you the shortcut? Duplicate, you can do that. You could always do right click, and then you can go to, copy and then paste, which I don't see that. I don't see the duplicate option. What I usually do is I select whatever it is I want to duplicate. I'm not touching anything. I click on it. Now I'm going to hold Option on my keyboard, and then I'm going to click, drag, and drop. That's how I make a copy. I'm going to say it again. This is a really cool shortcut. If you want to make a copy of something, any part of your presentation or pretty much anything, you click on it, hold Option, click on it again, drag, and drop. So it's like you select it, hold Option, click, drag, and drop. I don't know if that first click's important, but try it on your own right now. Okay, try it and play with it. All right, select all. That's going to select everything on my page. You could also just click and drag over everything. Like I said, I don't use a ton of this to get to places, but you can. Okay. And then find and replace. This is like the thing that you see in docs more often. So I could find anywhere I use the word. I don't want to mess up those other slides. So let's say isn't. Okay. And I want to change it to replace with non-dash. Okay, and I can replace all. Now, everywhere that was, it changed to non-dash, okay? So it's a pretty cool feature, find and replace. You can also hit Command F or Control F if you're using those. Click this and do the same thing. So that's the other option. Like I said, everything up in this bar, I feel like has another way to get there, okay? So we finished edit. Now we're on view. Present mode. This present takes over my whole screen. Wow, that's insane. Okay, I've got a large screen. Wow, sorry about that, guys. That was a terrible decision. Let me show you how I present. Y'all ready? Because if I want to stay, so I've got a larger monitor and I've got split screen so I can see the chat and I can also see the presentation. So what I'm going to do is instead of going in and being like, I want to take over my whole screen, I still want some options. So here's the trick that I use. You ready? I go up to the address bar. Try this on your presentation. I go up to the address bar and I find the word edit. And I'm going to highlight from the word edit all the way to the end. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to write the word present. Hit enter. It shows me present mode of this in the screen. Pretty sick, right? That's pretty incredible. And then I just click on the screen and it goes to the next slide. Oh, I clicked on a link. Sorry. You can just click and go to the next slides. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's incredible. So good. So great. And how to get out of it, I just scroll down to the bottom left, and then I want to get out of here. How do I get out of here? That's a bunch of presentation options. I don't want that. I'm just going to hit the back button. Get out of it. Get out of it. Get out of it. There we go. That's how I get out of it. Just back out of it. One of my friends says, crawfish out of it. He's from Louisiana. Okay. Sweet. Okay, it's loading back up from our crazy time. Man, it's been a good minute. Are you guys having fun? I hope you're following along. If not, open up a presentation. It's not too late to open up a presentation and follow along as we do this. Okay? Motion. This is where you can go in and you can choose the motion between the transitions. So it's like almost like animations. So what do you want to happen whenever they transition? You can choose dissolve. You can choose fade. You can choose all these different options. We can apply it to all the slides. We can apply how fast it goes. This isn't something I ever use, to be honest with you. I just wanted to show you that you could do it. So I hit play, and I can see what happens. Watch, it'll show me. It should dissolve in. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. So glad we did that. Just kidding. Okay. So next, I'm show ruler. I can take that off or on. It's going to see it pops off or on. You know what? I think I'm going to leave that off. I never use that. Why don't I turn that off? So guides. This is going to show my guides for however I want to view this. So like I can see the center of it, left and right. Let me see if I can undo. I can't undo that. I'm going to go to view. Guys, I'm going to take those off. Here's why I don't, because watch. I can click on any part of this and drag and watch. It's going to show me. See that red line? The lines show up when you're dragging stuff around. So you don't really have to do guidelines. But like say you're an art teacher and you want to show overlay of, thirds or whatever it is you're trying to project. There you go. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I saw the chat. What's up? How in the chat? How you living? In the chat, say hi to everybody. Say nice things to everybody. Everybody be nice. Okay, sweet. So we're still rolling through. Okay, we're gonna roll in guides, snap to. This where everything would pop in and it would all snap to wherever it's supposed to go. So let's say we got this one. I'm gonna move this over. Let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, I want to highlight it. I want to go view, snap to, guides. Oh, I didn't have any guides. So view, snap to grid. Nope, not doing anything. Let's see, view, guides, show guides, and then now let's try view, snap to guides. It didn't work. Okay, so that feature, it doesn't matter. Don't use it. Okay, show speaker notes. If you notice I don't have speaker notes on right here, I can show them by clicking this. This allows me to add things in here. I know a lot of teachers, they kind of know their content. They're just going to talk off of their content. This is also good, though, if you want to see speaker notes. And when you go in present mode, you can see it and your students can or your audience can't. Now, another way that I've seen teachers use this is they'll go in and if they say they create a huge presentation and then they have students that go in and those students are all collaborating and they're building out slides. They'll use this area to put the student's name. They'll say, hey, okay, create your slide. And then in the speaker notes, tell them, made by Tyler Tarver, circa 2021. Okay, so that's a good way for your student. You wouldn't write all that, but the student will put their name there so you can see who actually is doing the work. So that's how I would use that. And then you go full screen. That's just going to go full screen in here. It's going to get rid of that. Okay, and I want to get out of it, so I'm going to hit escape. Sweet. And I'm going to get rid of those grid lines. That's weird. I don't ever use that, but I wanted you to know. I don't want you to feel cheated out of information, so we're going to get rid of those guides. Okay, moving on to insert. Okay, insert. This is where I can go in and add anything I want. I've shown you before how I would use, like, how I would get photos in there, but you can go here, hit upload, and I can add these images directly from here. Let's see. We're going to have my wife's construction company logo in there. There's a QR code that doesn't work. Okay, let's see. There we go. Let's open it. We'll add this in here. It's a pretty little house. We're just going to put this little Bob Ross. I'm going to put this right here. And it inserts it into the photo, and then you can click the corner and adjust it. Okay? You can insert that image directly from your computer. You can search the web. So I could search the web and find, let's see what happens. Search my name. See what happens. This is going to be interesting. These aren't me. But it means that my photos aren't, what is it? Not closed captioning, but Creative Commons to where people can just do it. You can use my photo. I don't care. I can do it from Drive, from Google Photos, which is really cool. You can take a picture. Let's say you want to insert something in there. So I can do this. I could say, oh, I want to insert this picture of Dale Murphy. Sorry, I've been collecting cards a lot lately. Okay, so I can do this. Take a picture. Okay, and then let's say I want to add a photo of, do I have anybody else? Okay, here's one. This is pretty funny. Y'all ready for this? Here you go. Here's a Ric Flair card. This is definitely what y'all want. This is so weird. Can't believe I have this. I just found it. So I inserted both of those. Then I'm going to insert those both in. This is really convenient because sometimes you have something in front of you that you would want to include. And, I'm going to click off of it. Now click and drag. So I can put my two photos. It's only one photo. Why is it just one? I don't know what I did, but I can crop it. I can adjust it. Especially if you're a math teacher, this is super convenient for if you just want to write a problem out instead of trying to do radicals or any of that other crazy stuff that's hard to type. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm going to quit. Okay. So let's keep going. We can insert a text box. That's where we can insert this. And we can start typing here. Start typing here. Okay, sweet. There you go. Insert text boxes anywhere you want. Any way you want it. Audio, this is pretty cool. They just added this feature. So I can go in and I can upload an audio file. So like say you want to talk somebody through something, you can record the audio file, put it in your drive, and then you can put the audio file in there. Honestly though, if I'm giving you Tyler's advice, like the little Microsoft paperclip, hey, do you want some help with this? And it pops up on the screen. My advice to you is that you just do it on YouTube. Let them see your face. And even if you do YouTube, just don't be on screen. Just do your audio. YouTube just works really well. And I always like that. But if you want to do audio, you have audio files, you could always just do that. Okay, we can add a video. This is really cool. So you can go into YouTube and you can grab the URL. Let's say you go in and you're just like, okay, I'm going to go in and grab the video and I want to toss in a certain video. So go to YouTube. Just going to search old YouTube. Look, oh, I'm already on mine. Let's just do this. Hey, there's me right now. Let's say I want to go here. I want to add this video. I'm going to hit the like button, of course. Hey, hit the like button real quick. That'd be really cool of you guys. Why don't you hit that thumbs up? So I'm going to copy this. I can take the URL. I can go up to buy URL, and I can go bam. And I can toss that video in. Just like that. Okay? It's pretty easy. Now, I'm not going to show you that from here. I want to show you that in a second. Okay? So I can stretch it out. I can move it. I can put it wherever I would like. Now, here's an even better thing you can do. Watch this. Insert video. And then I can actually just search YouTube directly from here. Tyler Tarver. No idea what's going to pop up. Oh, I hope it's not one of my weird ones. Okay. How to solve an inequality. I can scroll through. I can choose whatever I want. Click on it. Hit insert. And I can search YouTube directly in this. How cool is that? You don't have to go out to another program. It's awesome. Okay. Now, watch this. You see this over here, this format options? I want to show you that on this video. So if I click on the video, I can go to format options. And I can choose a lot of things about this video. This is really cool. If you're tuned out, tune in for this. Okay, I promise you're not going to regret it. So what you can do is you can say play on click. You can have it play automatically whenever you get to that slide. Or you can have it play manual. Like you go in and hit play. Like, I don't know what play manual is. We're just going to do play automatically. I can have it start anywhere I want in the video. Let's say you don't want to show the whole video. Okay, say they cuss in the first 30 seconds. That's never good. So you can skip that. And then you can hit use current time. Boom. It's going to jump to wherever I have it. And then I want it to end right there. So I'm going to use that current time. So I can choose the starting and ending point of the video to play. And I can even mute the audio. Say it's showing something and I want to talk through it in person as it plays behind me. I can do that. I can hit mute and it'll automatically mute it. So now watch this. Watch whenever I hit play. So let's do present mode. So remember, I like to go up here. I like to do present, enter. So watch what happens. When it comes up, it should start playing automatically. Let's transition in the video, transition in, and it should start playing. You said you would play automatically. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me. Maybe I got to hit play. Okay, maybe I did have to hit play.
Or equal to.
Oh, calm down, Tyler, with the terrible haircut. Okay. So ideally, if you're presenting, I would maybe it only works if you present full screen, which I'm not going to do because it takes over this presentation. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, we're still waiting. In the chat, let me know, what is your favorite YouTube channel? There you go. We talked about YouTube a little bit, inserting videos. What is your favorite resource on YouTube? Maybe you can share that and somebody else can use it as well. It can be for fun or it can be for education. Okay. From here, you can insert shapes. You have options for arrows, call outs. You can do little speech bubbles, things like that. I could do, look at this. I could go in, I can make a little speech bubble over Dale Murphy. And I could say, boom. Now, remember, I think we talked about this earlier. You can actually go in and you can click on this and I can say, hey guys, there you go. So you make cool little speech bubbles. That's where you can insert them. Table, we could do a table, choose whatever size we want. I need a new slide. Everything is like, look at that. That's cool. Look at that whole table. That's a beautiful table. I'm going to add a new slide. There we go. Clean slide. Clean slate. Clean slate. You can add a new slide to yours as you work through it as well. Okay. At the table, I could add a chart. So I could pull something directly from Sheets. This is really cool. You could pull in some of the information and create the charts automatically out of Google Sheets. One of the things that I think sets Google products apart is that it's all connected. They all want everything to work great with each other. So I can create a pie chart. You can put that in there. Look at this point score. This is incredible. Okay. And I can edit this in Sheets, or I can double click on it. Let's see. Format options. That's not what I want. So I'd have to edit that in Sheets. So I need to link it to open the source and go in and edit it out of Sheets to make it actually what I want and put in the data from there. Still pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh? That pretty cool. Diagram. Oh, sorry. Chart. We already talked about that. Diagram. So from here, you can literally do an entire flow chart. These are pretty cool. Check this out. Pick the number of dates. We'll do 5. Color. We'll do green. And then I just click it and I can put it in. Click and it automatically adds it in. And now you have a chart. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I've never used that, but I would. Word art. You can go in here. This is, I don't know why you want to use word art. So you can go in and you could do pizza hands. I don't know. That's a weird word. Why would I say that? And then it's going to make it this word. Look at that, man. This is a good looking slide. We need a new slide. That slide got gross quick. Okay. We're going to insert, and then we can go into line, and we can add in all of these lines, whatever we want. We got options. See this? Bam, 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 bam. Look at that. And it connects it and builds out a shape for us. That's a pretty cool one. Everything else, you understand how lines work. You understand how lines work. Animation, we already talked about that. That means that like whenever you're doing your presentation, you can click on different things and you can add animations for when they come in. They can fade in. You can do them fly out from the bottom. It just adds a little bit of an element. I always think of Prezi whenever I think of this. Say, look, I'm going to get to see what it looks like. It's going to build out my presentation. Somebody just gave me $5. Thank you, Rick. That's really cool of you. You're a very, very sweet person. I did not know you could do that directly from the chat. If you want to give me a bunch of money, throw it in the chat. Just kidding. Don't give me any money. You're great. I mean, if you want to, that's cool, but you don't have to. Thank you, Rick. I really appreciate it. Man, you're the best, Rick. Thanks, dude. Okay, I'm going to hit stop because nothing to click. Oh, I had to click on it. I didn't click on it. Sorry. We can click on it and hit play. Watch this. Sorry. Let's add something here. Okay. Hit play, and then I'm going to click on the slide so you can actually see this happen. I'm going to click here. Look at that. See, it brings in the animation just like we did. Wow, it's beautiful. Wow, that's a really good slide, right? These burner slides are very interesting. Okay. We can toss in a link so I can make this slide a link. Have it go. Ooh, this is a cool one. I don't know if you knew this. Inside of here, you can actually search the entire internet. I don't know why I said that weird. You can search the whole internet, and it's going to pull up suggested websites. I just searched Tarver Academy. It pulled up my website. I hit apply. Now this box is a link. So if somebody clicks on it, it goes there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can do comments. This is great for if you want to comment on like student work. Oops, let's go back. Gotta go back. Insert, comment, bam. Okay, so then I could even add people. I could add my friend Leanne, who absolutely hates it when I do this. Sorry, don't make fun of me, please. Okay, I can assign it, which makes her send an email. Okay. Oh, I'm running through this. I don't even know if I've talked to you guys about this. Okay. So what you can do is if you do the @ symbol, just like you @ somebody on Instagram, if you do a comment and you @ someone, it pulls up your contacts from your email. You can start typing their name in, and then you can send it to them and actually email them the presentation, and it'll tell them what you want them to do. So if you need a student to look at something, you can do this, tag the student's email, and it will send them an email and tell them what to do. Now, it's letting me know right here that I don't have this shared with anybody. So I'm going to say comment. Bam. It's up. You're good to go. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we're going in there. Going to next one, new slide. That's another way to add new slide, and then slide numbers. I can turn the slide numbers on or off, and I'm just going to hit apply. So now I have slide numbers turned on for all of my slides. So it makes it easier to jump through it or the students to know which slide they're on. So in the lower right-hand corner, you see where it says 3. That's so great. Okay. Now we're on to format. So I'm not clicking on anything. So let me click on it so you can see format. Format is your basic, like this is me working on the text. So I can change the text stuff. This is all, pretty much all this stuff right here is also listed somewhere else. That's right. Right underneath all of this. So look, everything under format is right here. This is essentially your format bar. So when you click on it, this is your format bar. You can go there and do that. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to click explore. Get out of here. Okay. Let's do a new slide. All right. We're going to go to slide. I could have done a new slide there. I could have gone in here and I could have clicked duplicate slide. All of this stuff, see, is in other places as well. Okay. So I can delete that slide. I can have skip. Watch what happens when I say skip slide. Like say I'm like creating this and I create a presentation for my students and I realize like, hey, this slide's not great, but I need to get rid of it in case you want to use it. Or say you make a presentation for your AP students and then your on-level students, they don't need to cover certain things, but you want to use the same presentation. You can select it and you can either right click and go to skip slide, or you can go to slide, skip slide. See what it does is it does an eyeball. So when you do present mode of this, it will skip this slide and you won't have to worry about it, which is really cool, right? Cool. All right, we go to format. We already did that. Slide, move slide. We don't really want to move. Change the background. I can go here and I can swap in a different background. So I can upload. Let's upload something crazy. I think this is one of my wife's construction project stuff. If not, I'm sorry if it's inappropriate. Boom, there it is. So I can put a different background on it. There you go. Slide. Okay, we can do a transition. This animation, it can apply to, you know, dissolve in or fade in for different objects or text. This is actually transitioning between your slides. So this whole slide column that you're looking at, this is all applied to like full slides, whereas other portions are applying to the text or what's within there, what's on the slide. This is actually the section for the entire slide. You can go and edit the master, which we're talking about editing master slides in the Google Slides intermediate training. If you want to join us for that, that'd be dope. And then I think it's right after this, right? Then you could change the theme. So I can go in and click this and I can choose an entirely new theme. Again, all of these options are somewhere else in here. So I wonder if it's going to change my theme stuff for my slides. I'm going to change this back because I don't want to mess that up just in case it does. Because I like my theme that I have. It goes in correlation with my Baller Teacher book. What's up? Check it out. There's my book. There's my book. I put it on the shelf. Look at that. There it is. Baller Teacher Playbook. Check it out. If you want to get the book, just go to Amazon, Baller Teacher Playbook. You'll love it. I'm shouting out myself. That is pretty arrogant, and I apologize. Okay. Tools. This is where you can go in and you can do different tools that you have under the settings. These are features that they add that you can go in and do some stuff. So of course it does. That's what tools are for. So you can do spell check. You can have it where it underlines the errors, or you can use personal dictionary. These are kind of your basics. You'll see these in docs, sheets, slides, all that stuff. Okay. Explore option. There's a couple ways to get to explore, but I can search the doc through my, I'm sorry, let me get my phrase right. When you do explore, you're searching for information, either from your own stuff or from the internet. So if I search for Tyler, oh goodness, stop. What did it do? I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. Click up here, type in Tyler Tarver, see what happens. I can go web, images, or drive. So it's going to search images, it's going to search my Google Drive, or it's going to search the web, and then I can add these things in here. Nope, don't want to go to the website. I want to add it. Okay, so I can use this. I can use this essentially to search for resources or anything that I need to find online. So go there. I can search images. I can pull an image in. Say I want to hit the plus sign and add that in. It'll add it directly into my presentation. So I can hit insert. I don't know who these people are, but they just made it into my presentation. And it actually links out to that website that it's located. Okay. So that's pretty cool, right? Okay, you can also get to explore this way. Look in the bottom right-hand corner. See where it says explore? You can just click that and do the same thing. Okay, sweet. All right, linked objects. I don't even know what this is. These are things. Oh, it's going to show me everything that I have linked in my presentation. So I can update different links. I can go in and change these things. I can hit this because like I have these two are, you know, Oh man, I wonder if it's going to change those. I forgot to hit undo. We're going to hit undo until I go back to where I did the theme change. Sorry, everybody. No, it's going to take a second. I just don't want to mess it up. In the chat, while I'm not ruining my linked slides from all my presentations, tell me how often in the chat, how often do you use Google Slides in your classroom? Is it every day? Is it just you? Is it your students? How often, how frequently are you using it, and who is using it? Okay, excellent. Go to tools. Okay, here we go. So we can pull in the dictionary and we can do Q&A history. So you can turn on Q&A for when you do present. If you do present mode, you can add a Q&A option on there, but we're going to add dictionary. So I can search the dictionary. So let's say I need to know what pizza means. I always go to pizza as like my default stuff that like when I don't know what to say, there it is. I can pull it in. This is a great feature for students. They have a quick dictionary that is pulling it for them. So that's an awesome, awesome feature that I would recommend showing my students. I'm going to show you again how to get there. Tools, dictionary. Okay. Q&A history. This is going to show me the history of Q&A. I have not used Q&A with this presentation, so there's nothing here, but that's Q&A presentation. Okay. And I've got a video on how to do Q&A. It's in my resources, tarveracademy.com/resources. So, or no, /Google. There it is. Okay. So tools. Here's a good one. This one's incredible. And I showed you guys those docs if you joined us for docs, but check this out. Click here. I want to do tools. I want to do voice type speaker notes. Now, see, it's got this little guy right here. Now I can click this. Hello, everyone. This is where I can write down exactly what I want to say for the presentation, period. So if I feel uncomfortable, I can put it all here and then use it as a script, comma. That didn't come out correctly, period. Pretty cool, huh? Exclamation point. That's great. Oh, wow. That's not what you wanted to say. Yeet. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So if you have an accent like me, it doesn't always get the words right, but you know what? You do your best. You forget the rest. Okay. So this is a really cool feature that you can use. I use it a lot for docs. I never really use it for this because I don't really use speaker notes. I just know what to say. Just kidding. Script editor, you're never going to use that. So I'm not even going to really spend your time on it. You can do preferences. This goes into your general and your substitute, like auto substitutions here. General, you can use all this stuff. This is like kind of your helper stuff with regards to how you want to build out your presentation. I would leave all of those selected, except I would do this. This one is a really cool feature that they just added with Google. And so it says theme text placeholders and new text boxes. So what you can do is you can choose for so think of your text box. Actually, I'll show you. There's two ways to do this as well, but this is where you would set your preferences. Okay, but I want to show you this. I need to check this off so that disappears. Okay, great. So watch this. So I've got my text box. Here is where I am typing, and I know it is not going to be great. And why am I looking at that? Okay, so look. So I've written a bunch, and look at it. It overflows because it keeps the same size of my text, but my box doesn't move, and it keeps the overflow. Look over here. This is a new feature, and I kind of love it. I think we've talked about this, but if not, I'm going to show you. You click this. You can say do not auto fit, which is what it is on now. I can shrink the text on overflow. So watch this. It shrinks the text. I'm sorry. So I already overflowed. So let me X out of that. Now watch what happens when I overflow. I'm going to shrink the text to fit the box. Oh, no, it's not. Awesome. Embarrassing me in front of my friends. Why did I not do that? Oh, sorry. I don't know why. Let me see. I'm going to try something. It's really bugging me why it didn't work. Sometimes, stuff doesn't work. So I'm going to go shrink text on autoflow, and we are going to try this again. Come on. Work. If it doesn't work, I really don't know why it didn't work. It always worked for me before. It should shrink the text down to fit the actual box. And it did. Awesome. I bet it does here, though. I don't know why it doesn't do that for the header. I'm pretty sure it'll do it for this. It's always worked for me before. And again, if it doesn't, well, that's just because I'm presenting and it doesn't feel like working. You ever had that happen? Do you ever have something and it works every time you've ever used it, and then the one time you do it during a presentation, it doesn't work? Yeah, it happens. Okay, this one did it. Look. Maybe it's because that was the main header. See, look how it's shrinking. So maybe it doesn't work for headings, but for any type of subtitle or regular text, it works. I don't really know why I did that. Now I've got that option, or I can reshape the shape to fit the text. I know I can do that for this. Watch the box. I'm going to reshape it. Boom. See how the box adjusted around the text? So you can either have the text adjust to the box or the box adjust to the text. And up here under Tools and Preferences, that is where you can choose what you want your default to be. Okay. And I want it to shrink text on overflow. That's my default. You know, you've got to follow your own path there. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Sweet. Okay. That's really bothering me. Okay. Last one under add-on, nope, tools is accessibility features. This allows for you to like if you have students that, you know, need Braille support or, you know, different types of screen magnifier and they need to make it bigger, you can do these things. And it's just essentially if you have a student that might be have some sort of reason they can't read the way you've written on there, or they can't see it, this would help adjust that. Okay. If you're looking at that, I know that'd be a specialized group. If you need that, I highly recommend playing with that. Last is add-ons. These are all different add-ons that you can get for, and we have a Google add-ons session, 3-hour session. What's up? Check it out if you want. You can do that if you want to check out these add-ons. If you need to get add-ons, you can type this. You can go find add-ons that would help. For slides, what add-ons do I recommend? You may ask. Honestly, I don't use a ton. Pear Deck, I know a ton of people love Pear Deck. I don't know what Auto Magical Forms is, but it looks dope. Okay, it's already installed. It's already a slides add-on. This is really great. Does anybody use Pear Deck in the chat? Let me know. I have a few educator friends. Desiree uses it. Sorry, Dr. Alexander uses it. And then if I get my doctorate, I'm gonna make everybody call me Dr. Tarver. If I have it, I don't think I have it yet. When you see this, I don't have it. I'm still working on it. I'm almost done. But I'm definitely going to want everybody to call me Dr. Tarver. So sorry, Dr. Alexander. My bad. Okay. So you roll through this, and she would not force me to call her that, but I would. I always know how much work it takes to be a doctor and to get your doctorate. So I'm going to call everybody doctor for the rest of my life. So you go in, you can search different apps, put them in there. That's where you would add your add-ons, and also where you access your add-ons. Okay. You can open them and do whatever you need to do. Okay. Last thing is help. If you ever need to, you can just search for whatever it is you need. Say you want to turn on Autofit. You know, nope, that didn't work. Let's say you want to search for, what was some of the things? Voice typing. You type in voice. It's going to search for us. It's going to search for us. Voice. Oh my goodness. Voice. It's not even type. It didn't even do it. Let's do insert video. Would that work? There you go. You can type in whatever you're looking for, and the help usually help you. So, wow, guys, that was a hearty chunk of learning that we had there. In the chat, let me know what is something you learned in here that can be useful in your classroom, or what is something you learned here that can. Let's just do one thing. So sorry. What is one thing you learned here that can be useful in your classroom? Let me know in the chat, and we're going to move on to the next section. Thank you so much. Y'all be good. See you guys later. Y'all be great. Never stop learning. Y'all the best. Later. Later.